We have the latest on the controversial killing of a former soldier in Quezon City on Tuesday. Police now have filed a complaint against one of their own, the officer who fatally shot Winston Ragos. Our George Cahilas joins us with more. George.
The Police Master Sergeant Daniel Florendo, who shot dead a former military personnel, will face homicide charges. Florendo shot Winston Ragos near a quarantine checkpoint in Barangay Pasong Putik in Quezon City on Tuesday. Ragos was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder when he was still in the military service. He supposedly violated quarantine rules, and the argument with authorities ended up in a bloody incident. The shooting was caught on a security camera footage, the one that we're showing right now. Florendo and 4 police trainees are now under the custody of the Quezon City Police District at Camp Karingal. The Ragos family refused to comment on this development as they mourn for the loss and attend to funeral arrangements. Back to you.
George, let's clarify this. The 4 police trainees with with Florendo at that time, hindi sila sinama sa kaso.
Well, that's correct, Pia. No? The Quezon City Police Chief, Brigadier General Ronnie Montejo, says investigators did not see any conspiracy among the suspects and 4 police trainees. But the PNP Internal Affairs Service says the trainees are still part of the investigation, the administrative investigation, despite having no direct jurisdiction over police trainees. Internal Affairs Chief Alfigar Triambulo says they may still submit recommendations to the PNP Training Institute on possible actions on the trainees.
George, what about the police officers handling of that situation? Did they violate or break SOP, standard operating procedures? And the pieces of evidence at the crime scene, what story do they support?
Well, Pia Metro Manila Police Chief Major General Debold Sina says offhand, Florendo exercised tolerance and shooting Ragos was a judgment call as the victim reached for his sling bag. But did he use excessive force? Sina says let's just leave it to the investigating bodies, because aside from the PNP, the Philippine Army has requested the NBI to look into the incident. As far as evidence is concerned, the video footage show one of the police in the crime scene took Ragos' bag and threw it inside the vehicle. There are now doubts whether or not Ragos carried a gun during the incident. The police claim he carried the loaded caliber .38 pistol, but the witnesses say otherwise. Pia.
And George, one last question. Have the police said who owns that gun, that .38 caliber?
Well, it's actually the gun has no serial number. So they're still doing ballistic tests and some forensics on that. And soon they said that they will give us a report as to their findings in relation to that gun. Yeah.
George Cahilas there reporting.